Happening now, when could we finally get a full reopening in New York State? We hear from Governor Cuomo, who says the day is not too far away. Plus, check your tickets, how one local could become $30,000 richer.
Well, if you are the one who won that $30,000, it's not going to buy you anything in the way of sunshine or warmer temperatures. We'll talk about it next as the news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
New York State's governor is shedding light on when the state could fully reopen. Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Governor Andrew Cuomo provided the insight during a visit to Western New York yesterday. He says before reopening, it is important to continue to further the state's COVID-19 vaccination efforts. Specifically, Cuomo is changing his focus to the youngest eligible members of the population. 45% of New Yorkers have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and the percentages for older groups are even higher than that. But the younger vaccination rate for populations like people 16 to 25 was pretty low in comparison. With increased vaccinations, Cuomo says he's hopeful the state can reopen sometime by July.
I think the cost of closure is much, much higher than people think because it goes beyond the dollars and cents. So we are more aggressive than the CDC and NIH. I don't think recklessly so, but there is no person who will safely reopen faster than myself. I'm not going to predict the future, but if you said to me, July 1, I hope to get there before July 1.
Western New York has the highest COVID-19 positivity rate in all of the state. New York's infection rate is 1.8%, while here locally, Western New York's is 3.5%. The governor says the state is working doubly hard to get Western New York's positivity rate down. Well, experts have made it pretty clear to end the pandemic, we need to get vaccinated, but there are still a lot of people who say it's not going to happen. Britt Conway has more for us with what health experts have to say about what that means for everybody else.
Different day, same plea.
Get vaccinated so we could crush this outbreak.
But that starts with crushing vaccine hesitancy, and it's proving to be a challenge among younger people. A poll released Thursday found 31% of adults under the age of 35 don't plan on getting vaccinated. The reasons vary.
What's in it for me? What's the purpose of getting vaccinated if nothing changes?
People, when they hear it's still emergency use, they still have a little concern.
There's also a political divide and an educational divide, but health experts point to the bigger picture, like long COVID.
Even for young people who consider their risk of severe COVID to be low, the long-term consequences can be quite serious.
And the health of others.
You may then infect someone inadvertently, and then you'll pass the infection on to someone else, who might pass it on to someone else, who might really get seriously ill and might die.
Health experts say getting COVID-19 under control means getting herd immunity up to at least 70% of the population. Right now, it's at 30%, which is why there's such a push to spread the word to keep the virus from spreading.
People look to their local leaders, they look to their faith leaders, and they really look to their doctors.
As that happens, more people are getting vaccinated because they're talking to other people that have been vaccinated, and it worked out well for them.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Britt, thank you. So far, over 40%, that's 51,000 people, have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 shot here in Chautauqua County. Well, a winning Take 5 lottery ticket was sold near Jamestown last night. The New York State Lottery says there were two top prize tickets in Thursday night's drawing, with one sold at the Wegmans in West Ellicott. The other ticket was purchased in Manhattan. The winning numbers are 1, 8, 16, 33, and 36. The lucky lottery player can return to the Fairmount Avenue grocery store to redeem their prize. Winning tickets can be cashed in within a year of the drawing. Now, the ticket is valued at more than $30,000. Well, an annual golf tournament that benefits youth at a Randolph area children's home is looking for participants. Hosted by New Directions Youth and Family Services, the 11th annual Ed Krieger Memorial Golf Tournament will happen on Saturday, June 5th at Cardinal Hills Golf Course in Randolph. WNY News Now's Claire Galt sat down with Leslie Disborough, the agency's development director, who explains how the tourney makes a big difference in kids in the community.
So this fundraiser is in particular benefiting kids who are in our Randolph residential campus, kids in foster care in the southern tier, or kids who might be living in one of our agency operating boarding homes in the southern tier, and those are located in Faulkner, Salamanca, and Weston's Mills.
The children, who Disborough says can come from difficult living situations, generally receive funding for their stay at the facility. However, extracurricular activities are not covered, and that's why it's important to raise money through events like the golf tournament. The money also goes to special scholarships for those who graduate from the program.
We're always looking for ways to fill that gap. We're interested in providing more and providing a higher level and quality services and opportunities for our kids.
Held in honor of Ed Krieger, an 18-year employee of New Directions who passed away suddenly in 2010. Disborough says the tournament also honors other departed members of the Randolph residential family, all of whom made a significant impact with their work at New Directions.
These are folks that really had a big impact on the youth and families that they were working with, and also their staff as co-workers as well.
The tournament is open to the public and participants. Sponsors and donors are asked to register online by May 21st at fosteringgood.org/support/golf. Claire Galt, WNY News Now.
Claire, thank you. Attendees are promised a fun-filled day of golf, food, team awards, raffles, and prizes. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below, or simply send us a wave emoji or say hello. Great to see Connie. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to Dawn. Hello to Joseph, Dave, Kathy, Pam, and Dustin as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. And maybe checking your lotto tickets. I know we were talking about that at the very top of the show where Dakota surprised us all. That was a good bit to say, Dakota, because no matter how much money you have, and if you are the winner, congrats, you can't change the weather. However, today doesn't seem that bad.
No, I mean, you know, today is a stark, different comparison to where it was yesterday, where we had a lot of rainfall coming down. But there still will be a chance for a few showers this afternoon. Here's a live look coming from Warren, and you can see traffic pretty much okay over the Hickory Street Bridge, and the sun is starting to peek out now. And even though we have the sunshine in place, there still could be a few scattered showers popping up later in the afternoon. Here's the radar, and this is over the past 5 hours, and you can see those little rain showers that moved through this morning. They're out of here, and now the clouds are starting to break apart a little bit. Now there is a wind advisory for out to the east. That includes Allegheny County until 11 o'clock, no part of the western southern tier. But what is more interesting is there is now a freeze watch in effect for portions of Warren County, and that is for the potential with temperatures going likely below freezing tonight. So if you have planted anything outdoors, this is the same thing we keep telling you every year. Don't plant anything you want to keep until around Memorial Day, because it's not uncommon to get a frost late in the season. So that's why the freeze watch is in effect for Warren County until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. 58 was the high yesterday. 43 is where we started the day. 86 and 22 are the record highs and lows. So through the afternoon, mostly cloudy, chance for rain showers developing later in the afternoon, a much colder day and windy. 42 on the hills, 48 at the lake, and look at that west wind, 15 to 30 with some wind gusts near 40 miles an hour at times. Tomorrow we should squeak out a mainly dry day. Then it's rain, rain, rain for the upcoming week. We'll talk about it with that 42 degrees and sunny 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, thank you. Well, the FDA has announced that it is taking steps to ban menthol-flavored cigarettes and all flavored cigars within the next year. The goal, of course, is to reduce disease and death from those products. Menthol is the last flavor currently allowed in cigarettes. The CDC says more than a third of all the U.S. cigarettes sold in 2018 were menthol-flavored, and they targeted communities of color, the agency says. Low population income levels and LGBTQ individuals were more likely to purchase them and therefore more likely to experience the associated illnesses. Now, more than 85% of black smokers used menthol. Studies have also shown that menthol-flavored cigarettes can help entice people, especially younger people, to become regular smokers. It's also thought that menthol cigarettes are more addictive. According to the CDC, smoking is the leading cause of preventable death here in the United States. Well, New York State lawmakers have visited several green initiatives this session, including legislation, which we told you about this week, requiring new cars sold from the year 2035 and on to be electric. New York State Capitol correspondent Karina Capabianca takes a look at what changes could be coming soon.
By 2035, electric cars could be much more pervasive on the roadways. A bill requiring all new car sales to be electric by that time heads to the governor next, after passing through the legislature this week. Senator Pete Harcum, who sponsors the EV bill, says California has passed a similar measure.
The thought was they're the number one auto market. We're the number 4 auto market. So the more states do this, the more certainty it gives to the marketplace, both in terms of the auto industry and in terms of the electric charging industry.
Another bill that passed both chambers aims to cut EV charging costs by creating an electric vehicle charging commercial tariff.
Very often you'll see these, a company will put a cluster of these together, and the electricity is very expensive. So if we don't somehow flatten it out during, the peak rate period, it would be exorbitantly expensive, both for consumers and for the folks to install it.
An issue that's still being debated is a carbon tax to combat greenhouse gas emissions. But during a press conference earlier this week, Republicans said that would be costly to not just corporations, but consumers.
In the middle of a pandemic, we're talking about raising taxes on regular New Yorkers, millions of them, who take cars to get to work. 55 cents a gallon, 26% to heat their homes.
The legislature also voted to ban hotels from giving guests small plastic bottles for personal care items like shampoo. In Albany, Karina Capabianca.
Karina, thank you. Next here, the arrest of a Jamestown man accused of burglarizing an apartment overnight. And later, we go live to the Chautauqua County Humane Society on this National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day for our Pet of the Week segment. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
The George Barone Jr. Scholarship Fund is hosting its first annual Rummage and Bag Sale fundraiser. An inductee in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, Barone managed, coached, and assisted in youth baseball for 64 years in and around the Jamestown area. 100% of proceeds generated will be donated, which will provide scholarships to graduating Southwestern Central School seniors who partake in athletics. Learn more by checking out the scholarship on Facebook and joining us for the fundraising event.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Honest Jones has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today, online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A 47-year-old man is accused of burglarizing a Jamestown apartment overnight. Jamestown police say Jesse Jones was arrested following an unwanted person call at an address on Monroe Street. Now, through investigation, it's alleged that Jones, in a separate incident, unlawfully entered a vacant apartment on Fairmount Avenue earlier in the evening. Now, while inside the dwelling, police say Jones allegedly stole items inside before leaving the scene. He's charged with second-degree burglary and petty larceny in that case. Officers say he was taken to Jamestown City Jail pending arraignment. Well, President Joe Biden is hitting the road after his primetime speech to a joint session of Congress, visiting key swing states to push his pitch for economic plans to get the country back on track following the pandemic. Isabel Rosales breaks down the uphill battle the president is facing from both sides of the political aisle.
A busy travel schedule for ambitious economic proposals.
Hello, Georgia.
Starting in Georgia, the state that gave Democrats control of the Senate.
No one should have to choose between a job and a paycheck or taking care of themselves, a loved one, a parent, or a spouse or a child.
The plans would invest in education, childcare, paid family leave, create jobs, repair the nation's infrastructure, and shift toward greener energy.
How are we going to pay for that? Well, it's real simple. It's about time the very wealthy and corporations start paying their fair share. It's about time.
With a 50-50 split Senate, Biden needs to drum up support, including from his own party.
We're looking at everything, Manu, to make sure that we just don't spend money for the sake of putting money and causing more debt.
Some Republicans responding they'd be willing to work with the president.
We can pass something that will actually withstand the test of time.
Others criticizing the massive price tag.
It's a liberal wish list of big government waste.
And a skepticism toward Biden's message of common ground after already passing a COVID relief bill without any Republican support. In Washington, I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Isabel, thank you. Well, the Buffalo Bills are strengthening their defensive line. University of Miami defensive end Greg Rosen is joining the team after he was named the 30th pick in the NFL draft last night. Now, the 21-year-old is listed at 6'6" and 266 pounds and led the ACC with 15.5 sacks to earn Conference Rookie of the Year honors in 2019. However, he's considered a bit of an unknown after playing only one full college season before opting out last year amid COVID concerns. He was also new to the position after playing safety and receiver in high school before making the switch to defensive end upon entering Miami. He was listed and limited at playing just 2 games during his freshman season before breaking his ankle in 2018. What stood out for the Bills management is how he used his length to disrupt opposing quarterbacks. Well, a new green space is coming to downtown Jamestown. Construction crews spent the week demolishing the deck at Potter's Terrace, also known as AIDS Memorial Park along 3rd Street. Now, the park has been closed since 2019 when structural engineers determined the aging wood structure was unstable. The property, which is owned by the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, will now be transformed into a green space. Now, once demo work is complete and the 8-foot hole where the building basement used to sit is filled in, grass will be planted and new benches will be installed. The Jamestown Renaissance Corporation says the transformation is being covered by funds from the Gebbe Foundation. An AIDS memorial installed on the site in the late 1990s, and JRC officials are planning on keeping that remembrance going. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. It's good to see Debbie, good to see Raymond, Travis, great to see Austin and Willie as well. Hopefully you all are having a great Friday. And it's awesome, Dakota, that we're going to finally get a park back down where we are. In case you don't know, we are in the building directly across the alleyway from where the construction has been taking place. And we've heard it all week long, all the drilling.
All
and
the jackhammering
the
and everything, yep.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of activity here on 3rd Street. But it'll be great to have a space to have lunch outside again. I think that's really what I missed with the park being closed. And, you know, having a little bit of grass under your feet. Who can't love that, right? I think it'll be great.
You see, my only concern now would be is since it's getting to be grass, now we have to deal with bees.
Oh, that's true.
So,
but there were plants there before, and I don't think it was too much of a problem.
Right, but I don't know.
always just stay away.
You see, but then that also brings up the issue. You see, I'm like Debbie Downer. I'm
Don't
like,
be a
bringing up the issues. No. But it's like, now when it rains, now it's going to be a muddy mess.
Not necessarily.
So,
if there's proper drainage, it's fine. I mean, I liked the deck, and I think I'll like the grass too. So, and the rain has been something that people have been looking out for. It's like you have these seasons of Western New York. Right before spring, you have this muddy season, and this last week, it's been contributing to that.
Yes, it has been. Yesterday, there was a lot of rain, and so much so, it was record rainfall at the Jamestown airport, 1.78 inches. The old record was 1.20, set back in 1981. So it was a very rainy day yesterday, so much so it broke the record for the most amount of rainfall we've had on a single day. That was the record for yesterday for the date. And here's the other rainfall totals from around the region. Olean, close to 2 inches, 1.99 inches. Ishiway in Cattaraugus County, 1.88. Kennedy, almost a little more than 1.5 inches. Salamanca, also the same thing, 1.5. Fredonia, 1.19. And Gary, 1.18. So a lot of rainfall fell yesterday, which is good. We needed the rain because, again, as we told you yesterday, we're still in this drought condition, and we're still running below average for rainfall. So we definitely need it. So the chance of rain over the next 5 days. Tomorrow we're going to squeak out a mainly dry day, so that will be the best day of the next upcoming 7 is going to be tomorrow. And then on Sunday, a few more scattered showers, another chance for more widespread rain on Monday, and then showers continue almost every day next week as a surface boundary stalls out across the area. That's going to bring us the chance for rain almost every day. The clouds have actually parted now. We've actually got some mostly partly sunny skies out there right now. 44 as a noon hour with a healthy west wind of 17. Wind gust is at 28, and the wind chill a little above freezing right now at 36. So here's what's going on right now. We still do have a little bit of rain that's down across northwestern Pennsylvania. This is in southern Erie County, Pennsylvania, by the way. And this is kind of moving to the northeast. So again, there will be a chance for a few more scattered showers through the afternoon. And across the northeast here, high pressure is starting to build in now across the Great Lakes. So you can kind of see where the cloud cover kind of ends. That's the result of the high pressure starting to build in. That's going to slide in tomorrow. It's a weak area of high pressure, so it's not going to last very long when it's weak. So here we go with Future Scan. Paints the idea of a few sun and clouds through the afternoon, but again, there will be a chance for a few scattered showers later in the afternoon. Look at what pops up here tonight. Yes, that's snow. Aren't you excited? Okay, it's not going to stick, okay? It's going to be wet snow, and it's going to be mixing with a few rain showers. Basically this evening, the better chance for this is going to be on the highest hills where the colder air settles. So you could see a few wet snowflakes falling from time to time this evening. It clears out tonight, and we go partly cloudy to even mostly clear for a period tonight. And then as we go into tomorrow, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. A good amount of sunshine early, then clouds will start to filter in later in the day. And then as we get into Saturday night, going into Sunday, we'll start to see the influx of more rain showers as a storm system moves to our south. That'll bring us the chance for a few more rain showers on Sunday, but nowhere near the amount of rainfall that we had yesterday. So inland areas today, this is where we're topping out today. Likely mid to upper 40s will do it for most areas today. A stark difference from where it was yesterday. It is a no umbrella day. Don't take your umbrellas out unless you want them broken and flipped around inside out. Wrong day for that. Much colder with a healthy wind, 15 to 30. Next 7 days coming up right now, brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny. 57 tomorrow. The sun will be back. 68 Sunday, close to 70. Wet and mild day there. Another chance for widespread rain Monday, 67. And look at the temperatures kind of go up and down next week. And we get into a little bit of sunshine on Thursday. We'll take a break. Be right back. First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smokin' deals on smokin' accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. Move over.
When you see signs,
lights, vests,
please give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. When you need help,
it's our job
to help you.
To save you.
Despite the danger.
This
danger is real. Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. In an effort to help animals find their forever home, we're partnering with the Chautauqua County Humane Society and my favorite segment, the Pet of the Week. Joining us live is Brian Papalea to talk more about this week's featured furry friend, and it looks like you have a combo of some bunnies today.
We got 3 planets with us today. We have Jupiter, Neptune, and Mars. We'll show you just a little bit here. This is Jupiter over here. They're all young bunnies that came from a hoarding case, actually. And now there's these are 3 of originally in the hoarding case, which did not happen locally. There were over 100. That's a lot of bunnies. But these guys are looking for homes.
Absolutely. And when you're talking about bunnies, I imagine, and I know, Brian, you have bunnies yourself at your house.
Yeah.
It's probably a different type of relationship than, say, a cat or a dog.
Actually, it's very similar to a cat in our house. And I'm going to just lead with this. This is something, if you have a bunny, if you have cats, other animals, you need that proper introduction and training and time and all that kind of stuff. But in our house, we have 2 cats and we have our bunny who's named Mr. B, and they do get along. They play. It's, they're very, sometimes I think Mr. B thinks he's a cat because we've seen some, kind of traits that he's picked up from the cats. So it's an interesting, connection there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know in some cases, people can actually have their bunnies move around the house. It's not necessarily, depending on how well you train them, that they're cage bound all the time.
Yeah, what we do is Mr. B, he's caged at night. That's his home, and he gets a treat to go in there, and then he's let out in the morning, and he's out all day. Things you have to just watch out for is to make sure they know what they can chew, that sort of stuff. Through positive reinforcement, you kind of teach them, give them toys and cardboard and things they can chew on. And really, they love to, like Mr. B loves to sit and cuddle on the couch. And I see a couple of these bunnies, while at the moment they might be a little shy, but once they get home with you and they get that proper introduction, I can see that happening very easily here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we have 3 bunnies who are available for adoption right now at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. And they all have very unique names after our wonderful solar system and some of our planets. And again, chqhumane.org is the place to go if you want to see them, more information in addition to this video. Oh, I love, who is this that's on camera now?
This is Mars.
Mars. Wow, he's got quite the hairdo.
Yeah, he's a lion bunny, that's called.
Oh, okay. And he's got a little bit of that Martian red, orange going on there, a little Martian red. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
He almost looks like an Ewok from Star Wars.
Yeah, he does come off as a little bit of an Ewok too. So, so definitely, if you're looking for one final question, if somebody say does have younger kids, I know that's something we talk about quite often. This community really big on that, as you know, families and such. Do you think that bunnies and rabbits could be a good mix for that? I imagine there probably is a level of teaching your kids too how to handle them.
There is that educational aspect. Something about bunnies is they're a little more, might be a little more nervous at first. So you'd have to watch out with those little kids just to make sure, again, they're learning how to properly handle the rabbit. But I can see that as being a good match. Again, it just comes back to the time and what kind of education is going on there. And on that note, if somebody's out there watching this that have not had a rabbit but are interested, you can either do some Google research or even contact us at the shelter and ask those questions and see if it's a good fit for you.
Absolutely. So, Brian, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you joining us. And again, to learn more about any of the residents of the shelter, all you got to do is contact the Chautauqua County Humane Society. You can give them a call at 716-665-2209 or simply log on to chqhumane.org.
Thank you, Justin.
That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. We'll leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. Dakota and I are back here on Monday. We'll hope to see you then.